Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. 212.
Huh. Butch Cassidy was 212?
Yep.
Wow.
Prisoners.
Hey, we're on air.
Hey.
How you doing? Welcome to our show.
Welcome to another episode of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
And I'm Don Tretler.
And we are going to be doing Return of the Hat Part 2.
Yeah, we're going to do the hat. Hopefully, we've been getting a lot of viewer responses that they like the hat.
And it's fun. I think we have a lot of fun with it, too. Because I don't know who Don put in, and he doesn't know who I put in. Although I do know one of Don's today.
I didn't change it. I just left it.
That was not done on purpose.
Because I didn't want to. I'm too lazy to think about a new one.
Jaws, it's 235.
Wow. We're going down the IMDb list of what they rated, like how they ranked.
So they have Jaws and Groundhog Day rated the same.
Not even close.
And The Wizard of Oz.
And The Wizard of Oz.
And The Wizard of Oz. Dead Poets Society, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Help. These are all 8.0s.
Wow.
Annie Hall, 8.5. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I guess it's nothing personal. This is just based on the viewer responses, right?
Yeah.
How much people liked it. And we have talked about this over and over again. The top-rated movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Well, see, I was looking at it. Oops.
Did it change?
Well, no, but it's Shawshank Redemption's 1, The Godfather is number 2, but they're both 9.2. So why does Shawshank get it over The Godfather?
Maybe it's just because it was statistically, like it came in like a hair.
So Godfather Part 2 is number 3. Dark Knight's number 4. 12 Angry Men, Schindler's List, The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Pulp Fiction, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Fight Club are the top 10.
Wow.
I like Fight Club, but that's not one of the top 10 movies of all time.
I wouldn't put it in my top 10.
Not even close.
Or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I wouldn't put it in my top 20. My main issue here is I haven't seen any of the Lord of the Rings. I didn't really care for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring is 11. Forrest Gump, 12. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, 13. Inception, 14.
Wow.
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, 15. They have it ranked as the same as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Wow.
That's insane. And Goodfellas. So, Avengers Infinity Wars, 8.6. It's already in the top 20. I don't know. Seven's 8.6. Star Wars A New Hope. Ooh, one that we'll be talking about today, The Silence of the Lambs, 8.6. So, I don't know. I was just messing around with this while we were all talking out there. So,
yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
I was going to do some baseball trivia for Joey this week, but I forgot.
That's all right. We'll do it next week.
Yeah, I'll think of it. I thought of one in the car.
You want to pull first? Or you want me to pull first?
Should I pull or should I do some quotes with you? We haven't done quotes in a while.
Yeah, let's do quotes.
How about this? You're so ugly you could be a modern masterpiece.
I don't know.
You probably don't recognize it because it was yelled. You're so ugly you could be a modern masterpiece. It's Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, Arlie Ermy talking to Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right.
Sergeant Piles. Yeah, I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket in a really, really long time.
Yeah, it's true. I need to watch that again too. Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make.
Dracula,
yeah, it's the old Dracula, Bela Lugosi. Either get busy living or get busy dying. I don't know what that is.
I do.
I should know because I pulled it off the calendar when it came on November 1st.
It's a classic.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
What is it?
The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We should know.
Or no, Tim Robbins says it to Morgan Freeman.
Oh, wow.
Right after the old guy killed himself when he got released back in and he couldn't take it. And right before he does his thing, he's like, you either get busy living or you get busy dying. And then they come out the next day and he's not in his cell. So I won't go into any more detail for those who haven't seen it.
No. What is that? Velvet?
Pee-wee Herman?
Coming to America.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet since I was a kid.
Me either. I wouldn't know that line. That's not. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
That's Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most annoying sounds in the world, no question.
Why don't we just wait here a little while? See what happens. The Thing. Oh, I should know.
I haven't seen that in ages either.
Oh, that was a good one. Did you see they did like a reboot of it, but what it was a prequel to this movie.
Oh, really?
So if you watched them back to back, you would watch the newer one first. It's what happens before The Thing. So this one's called The Thing too. So I don't know. They're both called The Thing, but this is the story that happens before.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of cool. I'm the first person to be alone on an entire planet.
Is that The Martian?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm not a big Matt Damon fan.
Oh, you really?
I'm not, no.
I thought since you like Ben Affleck, you would like
I think
Matt
it's
Damon
funny,
too.
his whole rivalry with Jimmy Kimmel. Have you ever seen any of that?
No.
Oh, you should YouTube some of this stuff. Like one night, Matt Damon actually he kidnaps Jimmy Kimmel and hosts Jimmy Kimmel's show. And Jimmy Kimmel's like gagged and like tied up and stuff, and he brings him out on stage with a chair, and he just chucks him like one of these chairs that has wheels. Just chucks him right across. It's so funny. You should watch it. You really should. It's very entertaining. Because what happened was when Jimmy Kimmel was dating Sarah Silverman, her and Matt Damon did a video called "I'm Matt Damon." It's they have a whole music video on it, and it's funny as hell. And so like a couple years later, Jimmy Kimmel had Ben Affleck on the year of I want to say it was either the Super Bowl or the Oscars. It was a big show, and so they did Jimmy Kimmel's did I'm Ben Affleck. I mean, and you're talking like Cameron Diaz is in it, Harrison Ford. I mean, there's a ton of famous people in it. It's so funny. It's like a huge Broadway production. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to see this.
And yeah, so then so Matt Damon ups it one, and he kidnaps Jimmy Kimmel on his own show. He has Robin Williams comes on obviously before he passed, and does some jokes. He has like Nicole Kidman comes on, Gary Oldman. He just has a bunch of stars come on, and Matt Damon interviews all of them while Jimmy Kimmel's sitting in the back tied up, bound and gagged and everything. It's so funny. It's very entertaining.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, they have a really good time with it.
How about this one? Go ahead. Make my
That's Dirty
day.
Harry.
Well, one of the Dirty Harrys. It's sudden impact.
Sudden impact.
Because the first one was You Feel Lucky, Punk?
Well, do you?
I'm gonna treat you so nice, you're never gonna let me go.
That's Pretty Woman.
Yeah, hey, good. That was good. And I guess that was your accomplice in The Wood Chipper.
Oh, that's Fargo.
Yeah. That's it. You did
You
great.
did pretty good today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I try to pick ones that I think you're going to know. I try not to pick anything that's going to be like so far out.
Right.
Because there are some days I don't know. I have no idea what those movies are.
So did you see what The Incredibles 2 made this weekend?
No, but I saw it. It hit a record.
Just in America, it made $180 million.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
And it's playing in town right now. So if you're watching this, it should be in town for another 2 weekends.
Yeah. It will be.
I'm probably going to go see it sooner or later.
I want to go see it because I love the first Incredibles.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took them so long to come out with the second one.
Maybe they just didn't have any good ideas going on. Like they've already made 3 Cars movies, right?
Yes. I've only seen the first Cars.
Oh, the first one I love.
I did too.
I
did
watched
too.
it
That's why I don't dare watch the second or third because I've heard bad.
Yeah, the second one didn't live up to it, and there was a third one which I didn't even see. And I don't think I've missed anything. Have I, Colin? Colin says that number 3 was a masterpiece.
I haven't watched the second one. I hear it's trash. The third one was actually pretty good. I saw it in theaters.
Cars 3?
Cars
Yeah.
3.
Cars?
So The Incredibles 2 this weekend made $182,687,905.
Wow.
Its average screen, okay, this will put it in perspective. The second highest average screen was Ocean's 8 with $4,576. Take a guess at how much their average screen was for Incredibles.
I have no idea.
41,426. And second was 4,576.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I guess Ocean's 8. That was its competition.
Yeah. Well, this is also Ocean's 8's second week of release too, though.
Oh, all right.
It opened last week. and that was the highest rated or the highest opening ever for an Ocean's movie.
So nothing else opened opposite Incredibles this
No.
weekend. Nothing big.
Something will this Friday though. Jurassic World is opening Friday, so I'm sure Incredibles will only be a one and done at the top.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big opening. So
Well, the review I read of it thought it was a good movie, so I'm up for seeing it.
me too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see it at our theater right in town. It's nice to support our local. We went and saw me and my coworkers at Cafe 7 went and saw Deadpool 2 there together. That was good. It wasn't as good as the first one.
No.
It was good. Did you see Deadpool 2?
I still haven't. No, I haven't seen the first one yet.
Oh, you haven't? Do you want to borrow it?
I have it. I
Oh.
own it. Yeah, and I still haven't watched it.
Because I hadn't seen it. And it's because of a certain person who we both know. But anyway, so I hadn't seen it, and then it finally came out. Deadpool 2 came out, and the coworker brought it back for me so I could watch it. And I watched it that night, and I fell in love with it. It's hilarious. You know, Deadpool actually kind of reminds me a lot of me. You know, but Ryan Reynolds, I mean, he just absolutely phenomenal as Deadpool.
Cool.
And the guy who plays Francis is pretty good too.
I was telling my son. I asked him. I said, "Is Deadpool an X-Man? Is he one of the X-Men?" He goes, "No." So well, he was in one of the movies. He
I
was in.
think he is. I think they try to get him to be an X-Man,
Yeah.
but
He was.
he's not really their type.
He was in like one of the Wolverine movies.
Yeah. And oh no, it's funny though, because if you saw the posters that they had, in the first one, he's on top of the bridge and he's like, "Hey," you know, talking to the camera. He's like, "Bet you're wondering who's nuts I had to fondle to get my own movie." He's like, "Well, I can't tell you exactly, but it rhymes with Pulverine." He said, "And let me tell you, he's got some furry criminals down under." He just picks on it completely, and then for the second one, on the poster it says, "From the studio that killed Wolverine." Like they totally pick on Wolverine. It's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah, because I guess apparently he dies in Logan. I haven't seen Logan, but
Oh, me either.
sorry.
Now I'll know.
Deadpool ruined it for me, so I had to ruin it for somebody else. So there. We'll watch it together sometime. Because I have it. I just
Oh, you
haven't
have
seen-
Logan?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, yeah, after watching Deadpool, I was like, I gotta watch Logan. I was like, he's really giving it to him pretty bad.
And he already had a Wolverine movie or two. There might
I
have
think
been
he
more
had a
than one.
couple, yeah. But I think Hugh Jackman is officially done. All right, now
Yeah, I mean he's got to be getting pretty old now. He's been doing Deadpool. I'm not Deadpool. Wolverine for 20 years.
has he been doing it for that long?
Oh, I'll bet. Right? Because they had the X-Men movies, and I feel like I saw the X-Men movies 20 years ago, right?
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah, because I think it's like the late '90s, early 2000s, maybe. Because
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I saw the original 3. I didn't really care for him.
Oh, I love those.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought a little collection of the three of them all together. The three X-Men movies.
How old do you think Hugh Jackman's gonna be? His birthday's in October.
Hugh Jackman's going to be 52.
50.
Oh, right.
Close.
I was in the ballpark.
So let's see. We got
Hope we didn't put Hugh Jackman in the hat.
Logan, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Days of Future Past, The Wolverine, X-Men First Class, X-Men Origins Wolverine. My God, he's been in a lot. X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men 2, and X-Men. So he's been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Been in 10.
10 X-Men movies.
Yep, he's probably done.
That's a lot. But aren't some of the... Oh, wait a minute. No, you're looking at him. So he was in those movies. Because I thought they had those movies where they went back and they did like the young X-Men.
Yeah, I think because a couple of these say he's uncredited, so he probably just has cameos. but still.
That's quite a bit. And when did he do the first X-Men?
I think it was 2000. 2000, yep.
Oh, all right. So I wasn't too far off.
It was the first one, and the last one that he was in was Logan, which was 2017. So he did 10 in a 17-year period. That's a lot.
Well, these guys can't do these movies forever. Same thing with James Bond. Eventually, James Bond gets...
You got to change it up sooner or later.
Yeah, they get a little too old.
Yeah.
Because I liked, what's his name? The guy that was Remington Steele. As Bond.
Pierce Brosnan?
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, he was a really good Bond.
He was a great Bond, but I think by the time they gave him Bond, by the time he became Bond, he was a little too old.
Yeah, and then they gave it to Daniel Craig, right?
Yeah.
Is he still Bond?
I think there might have been somebody in between them. Wasn't there another guy that did 2 movies?
In between Brosnan and Craig?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Or somebody before Brosnan, maybe.
I think it might have been somebody before Brosnan, because I thought it went from Brosnan right to Daniel Craig.
I can't think of the guy's name, but he was more like... He seemed like he was more of a villain than he was a good guy. He had that villain face. Actually, Daniel Craig doesn't really have like a super handsome, sophisticated guy face like Pierce Brosnan or... I guess Sean Connery in his day. Roger Moore. Well, I like Daniel Craig as Bond. I think he's pretty good.
What's the name of
Which one are you looking up?
any of them? Goldmember?
Golden. No, that's
That's Austin Powers, right?
yeah.
Goldfinger?
Goldfinger. Thunderball.
So Goldfinger... I thought Goldfinger was Brosnan.
Doctor. Oh, you're looking up. No, he probably had another one.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
That's what it was. That's Pierce Brosnan. I think that was his first one. Because he did one with Halle Berry.
Yeah, I don't think he did that many. 2 or 3. And now there have been what? Oh, it was Timothy Dalton. That's the guy.
Oh, I think he was before Brosnan.
He's before Brosnan.
Yeah.
So you had what? You had Sean Connery. You had George Lazenby, Roger Moore. I guess Timothy Daley did after that. Pierce Brosnan, and now Daniel Craig. It's like 5 of them. Now they were going to do another one.
I heard rumors that Idris Elba
Yeah.
was going to be the new...
I don't know. I think he got passed over. I think they waited too long on him, and now he's going to be too old.
All right, so he's got, let's see, Tomorrow Never Dies. GoldenEye was the first one, then Tomorrow Never Dies. The World Is Not Enough. Die Another Day.
Wow, that's 4.
Yeah, he did 4. How many's Daniel Craig on?
He's probably got about 4 by now.
That's what I was thinking.
James Bond.
So apparently this is just going to turn into the James Bond episode. We
should do an episode of James Bond and watch some James Bond. I'll watch some James Bond movies I've never seen.
I haven't seen that many Bond movies, believe it or not.
Huh.
So Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan are the same age. Daniel Craig's actually like 4 months older.
Then Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Holy Moses.
Oh, and he's doing another one. There's one called Bond 25 that comes out in 2019. So is that the 25th movie or the 25th year? No, it can't be 25th anniversary. It's got to be the 25th movie.
Probably, yeah.
Because he's way older than 25. Let's see. You got Bond 25. Then you got Spectre, Skyfall,
Casino Royale.
Quantum of Solace, and Casino Royale. So he's got 5. So he's probably done, I would think.
He's the same age as Pierce Brosnan. How old is that? Because Pierce Brosnan's probably older than me.
They're both going to be 50. Daniel Craig just turned 50, and Pierce Brosnan's going to be 50. They're both born in 1968.
Oh.
So
Craig's... Sure Pierce Brosnan's not born in like 1958? I always thought he'd be older than me.
Let me double check.
Man, he was doing that television show like in the 80s, I think. But I don't really watch television, so I don't remember.
Oh, wow. I don't know what I was looking at. No, he's a lot older than that. Never mind. Where did I see 68? No, it's 53.
Born in 19. Oh, okay.
So he's 65. So he's quite a bit older. I don't know
Yeah,
where I got...
he was. That's why they wouldn't want him to be Bond. A 65-year-old James Bond.
Yeah, no.
Might be cool someday. Someday they'll have like an old Bond
Yeah,
movie.
old Bond with like a walker and a cane.
He'll be forced to retire,
Yeah.
and then they'll bring him back for a special mission.
Is that kind
Colin would like that.
Is that kind of like what they do with Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise?
Maybe.
I can't believe how many Mission Impossibles there are. There's another one coming out this summer.
Another one.
Isn't that the Blonde of Sun Bruce Willis movie?
Oh, Red. I think it is, yeah.
And Red too.
And Red too. Yeah, I haven't seen either one. I heard Red was good though.
It was.
All right, well, I'm just gonna pick a name.
All right, pick a name.
'Cause we've been rambling here, so.
We're rambling.
All right, we always ramble. Let's see what we got.
What has he got?
How are the Mets doing?
Hey, they just won 2 in a row. It's huge. Oh, look who we got. Our leftover from last week.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. How do you like Anthony Hopkins?
I like Anthony Hopkins a lot.
Does he bring you to the movies when you see his name on a film?
You know what? What really did was Hannibal, because it was his first role without Jodie Foster playing Clarice,
Right?
and I thought he was excellent. This is actually kind of funny because it goes in line with my director when we get to it later. So
Didn't he do 3 of them? He did Hannibal, and then they remade
Manhunter
They remade
as
Manhunter
Red
to
Dragon.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, and he did Silence of the Lambs. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, Silence of
It's
the
got to be
Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, he wasn't known for this kind of stuff. He was did a lot of British movies,
Yeah.
and
Well, you know when I first became aware of him, like in the 70s, like when I was in high school, he did this movie, where he had a ventriloquist dummy. It was called Magic, and the ventriloquist dummy had like a life of its own, and Anthony Hopkins was he was the ventriloquist, and it was pretty popular at the time. Probably now, if you watched it, you know, with today's special effects and things, it's probably a little bit corny, but. That kind of brought Anthony Hopkins to the forefront for me.
I'm sure this is probably your Silence of the Lambs, probably your favorite Anthony Hopkins movie. Of all
Yeah.
time. Yeah, mine too. I mean, you're getting 8.6. This is the last film that swept the 5 major Oscars. It won picture, director, actor, actress, screenplay, and this was 91, so 27 years ago.
And what's that one get? 8.6?
8.6.
So that's pretty high up.
I
there.
think that's pretty low. I'd put it closer to a 9. Because, I mean, this was... I mean, I guess it's not really... I mean, it's number 24. But this isn't really a traditional horror movie. But yet it is. It is a horror movie, but it's not in the traditional sense. Because it's more psychological thriller.
Yeah.
As opposed to... And this was her second actress. Best acting Oscar for actress. Because she already won for The Accused.
Yeah.
And she was still relatively young.
I mean, that movie might make my top 10
That movie probably does make my top 10.
because I've probably watched it 2 or 3 times now and probably could watch it again.
I've watched it way more than 2 or 3 times. This is definitely one of my top 10 favorite movies. And like I said, you don't go into it picturing Anthony Hopkins as this type of character. Because you did like Remains of the Day. You know, he did a lot of stuff like that around the same time as this came out.
Right.
Because this came out in 91. Then you had like Free Jack, Howard's End, The Remains of the Day, you know, Legends of the Fall, Nixon. He was great as Nixon.
Yeah.
The Edge. We were just talking about that. Did you ever see Amistad?
I did.
That's got a really good cast.
Yeah.
I feel like I would probably like that movie.
Another Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah, that's good. Meet Joe Black. Did you ever see that?
I did. And
What did you think?
And it's with
Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt.
Anthony Hopkins, Claire Forlani.
Hated Claire Forlani.
Yeah.
I left like I couldn't even believe like she was in the movie. I was like, I thought she ruined the movie.
Really?
I wonder if I could watch it again and I could stomach. There was something I was watching and I thought he was good. Brad Pitt's always good. Something about Claire Forlani. I was like, what the heck? Why did they even pick this woman?
I had a crush on her.
Did you
So
really?
I dealt with it. but she wasn't anything memorable.
You had
no.
a crush from that movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
What about The Human Stain?
I don't even know what that is.
I've only seen it because one of the main characters is Wentworth Miller, who is the star of Prison Break, the TV show, and I was a huge Prison Break fan.
Huh.
I'll read the description to you. When a disgraced former college dean has a romance with a mysterious younger woman haunted by her dark, twisted past, he is forced to confront a shocking fact about his own life that he has kept secret for 50 years.
Sounds good.
The cast
Sounds intriguing.
is Anthony Hopkins, Nicole Kidman, Ed Harris, Gary Sinise, Wentworth Miller, Jacinda Barrett, Kerry Washington.
Wow. What's that get? What's the rating on that one?
6.3.
So not that good.
Not
Kind of
great.
like,
So
kind of
basically,
like,
Wentworth Miller it's one of those flashback movies that goes back and forth. So Wentworth Miller plays a younger Anthony Hopkins, and I mean, I guess you should just watch it. It's worth watching. It's
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
What are the other ones? I just watched one where I read the book. There was this book, Ishmael. And, oh shoot, I can't think what the name is. He goes to, what happens is he's this, like anthropologist, and he goes to Africa, and he ends up living with the apes. And they go and they take him back. They bring him back to civilization. Because supposedly he killed somebody. So they bring him back, they extricate him for murder. And I think Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, Instinct.
Instinct.
I haven't seen.
Did you
that.
see it?
No. Is it good?
After reading the book, it's like this much of the book,
Yeah.
of the guy's philosophy from the book put into that. So really, it was just the idea of somebody living with the apes,
Right,
which
out in the
isn't even
wild.
which isn't even really what happened in the other book. But it's I don't even know how
Did
to
you ever see
describe
Fracture?
it. I did, yeah,
I like that. Him and Ryan Gosling.
yeah,
Because isn't it like Ryan Gosling, like, is he sleeping with his wife or something? Or
yeah.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
What's the other one I saw? He did one with Gwyneth Paltrow where he's like her, he's like the ghost of her father.
Fracture got a 7.2.
Is he dead? Now I'm trying to remember if he's even dead.
He did one with Gwyneth Paltrow. How long ago?
Uh,
Oh, is it Proof?
Proof, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. I've heard of it.
Maybe it is. Maybe he is dead, and it's told in flashbacks.
It says Gwyneth Paltrow, Anthony Hopkins, Hope Davis. Oh, it's gonna say it looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. Let's see what it says. The daughter of a brilliant but mentally disturbed mathematician recently deceased tries to come to grips with her possible inheritance, his insanity. Complicating matters are one of her father's ex-students who wants to search through his papers and her strange sister who shows up to help settle his affairs. That's it?
Yeah. What'd they rate that one? That one's probably 6.3.
6.8.
Yeah.
That's directed by John Madden. Oh, it was a play. And the guy who wrote it as a play adapted it to the movie screenplay.
Right. What else? I'm trying to think of what other big Anthony Hopkins movies I can think of that I really liked.
Did you ever see All the King's Men, the remake?
No.
Sean Penn.
He's in that?
Yep.
Oh, my word.
He's the judge. Listen
Put
to
those
this.
two together, now I want to see that.
Listen to this cast. You only got a 6.2. I was disappointed because Sean Penn's my favorite actor, but you got Sean Penn, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, James Gandolfini, Mark Ruffalo, Patricia Clarkson, and Anthony Hopkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
The heavyweight
Directed
cast.
by Steven Zalian. Yeah, it's got a big cast. Sean Penn's the... And then in the 50s, in Louisiana, the smart populist, manipulative, and wolf hick Willie Stark is elected governor with the support of the lower social classes. He joins the team composed of his bodyguard and friend Sugar Boy, the journalist from an aristocratic family Jack Burden, the lobbyist Tiny Duffy, and his mistress Sadie Burke, to face the opposition of the upper classes. When the influent Judge Irwin supports a group of politicians in their request of impeachment, Stark assigns Jack to find some dirtiness along the life of Irwin, leading to a tragedy in the end. And so Sean Penn Stark and Anthony Hopkins is the judge. So it's a remake.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original,
Oh,
but
who was the guy? I can picture the guy that was in it.
I think that original won Best
Presence of
Picture.
Oh man, I can picture the dude. I just can't think of what his.
Hold on a second.
He wasn't a big star either.
No.
He's somebody that you'll know more from supporting roles than starring roles.
David Jason? No. Broderick Crawford?
Broderick Crawford. Right. That's probably like his biggest role he ever did.
7.5. The Pulitzer Prize winning novel becomes a vital, very great motion picture. Won 3 Oscars. Pretty sure it won Best Picture. Oscar winner, Best Actor in a Leading Role, Broderick Crawford. Actress in a Supporting Role, Mercedes Cambridge.
Wow.
And Best Picture, yeah. He won Actor, Actress, Supporting Actress, and Picture in 1950.
Anthony Hopkins has to be getting to be. We were talking about this before about some of the great actors now. Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Anthony Hopkins. They're all getting to be around 80 years old.
Yeah, and that seems to be the cutoff line for them in acting. We haven't seen Gene Hackman in anything since Welcome to Mooseport.
Yeah, he's retired.
Yeah, and that was a good movie.
And Anthony Hopkins, if you look at some of his most recent movies, he's done some crap. They recruited him out for some garbage. Just
Anthony Hopkins is going to be 81 in December.
I'm wondering if he's like, I think I said this about like Peter O'Toole, where they get to a point with their stardom where they just like they sell their name, and then basically they do these movies, and I suppose they make a bunch of money. They can leave money to their families. If they
He has
maybe-
132 acting credits. That's a lot.
He had supporting roles in some of the big, like British movies. I want to say like Man for All Seasons. He may have been in that in a supporting role.
He's playing the Pope.
The Pope. Well, that's pretty good. That sounds like a good lead role for him, the Pope.
Explores the relationship and opposing visions between two of the most powerful leaders in the Catholic Church, both of whom must address their own past and the demands of the modern world in order to move the church forward.
Who directs that movie?
He plays Pope Benedict, and Jonathan Pryce plays Pope Francis. Fernando Morales?
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Sounds like it could be good.
It does sound like it could
Jonathan
be.
Pryce is good.
Haven't seen him in a lot.
No.
Oh, he's in Noah. Have you seen Noah?
No.
I haven't either.
So yeah, so he had a supporting role in that. I just thought he had done some crap. I was looking up movies. He did one with Al Pacino. Now you imagine you put Al Pacino and Anthony Hopkins together, you'd be like, wow,
What
this
did
is
they
going to be a
do?
great movie. I don't know. I think I was looking it up and I was like, looks like it's a piece of garbage. Whatever it was got really low write-ups. See if you find a movie that it's not a... I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's him. Peter O'Toole was really bad, though. I looked up some of the Peter O'Toole movies that he did before he died. Oh my word!
Really?
It was like he was making movies in Saudi Arabia or something.
Wow.
Some kind of craziness.
What's Desperate Hours?
That's a remake of with Mickey Rourke of a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Mickey Rourke, Anthony Hopkins, Mimi Rogers. An escaped con on the run from the law moves into a married couple's house and takes over their lives. So I'm guessing Mickey Rourke is the ex-con,
Yeah.
not Anthony,
Not Anthony Hopkins.
All right, well,
All right, well, I guess I should choose something now. We kind of went over Anthony Hopkins,
to
and
death.
he's got how many movies we said? He's got over 100 credits in movies.
132 acting credits total.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, I don't know. That's like I said,
acting and television.
Magic was the first one. He was a star, but it really wasn't a big budget movie. It was kind of a lower budget horror movie, but it hit it, because it had Anthony Hopkins. He's such a good actor. I think it kind of, we'll look that up, Magic, see who directed it, because I think it made that guy's career as well.
Magic.
Oh,
1978.
Yeah. I think that guy went on and made some.
Richard Attenborough.
Oh. Who went on to do Gandhi? Didn't he direct Gandhi?
I think so.
Huh. Well. So you had Richard Attenborough and Anthony Hopkins. Pretty exciting.
I didn't know he was dead.
Well, he'd have to be pretty old if he was alive, right? Richard Attenborough.
Yeah.
So I pulled my director. Thought we could talk about her, Catherine Bigelow.
Oh, I almost picked her.
I was thinking about her. She's got a movie coming out. She hit it pretty big with Point Break,
Yeah.
which they remade.
Have you seen the remake?
No, I didn't want to.
No, me neither. That's a movie to me that you don't remake.
And she won. Did they just win? So this is where I don't remember. Her film won Best Picture for The Hurt Locker.
Yes,
Did she win Best Director?
I believe so.
I think so too. Which
Yeah,
she did the follow up 20 Dark 30, which or Zero Dark 30,
Zero Dark 30, yeah.
which I thought was just as good
I haven't seen that.
as The Hurt.
I didn't
Oh,
like.
you want to see it?
I did not like the Hurt Locker at all.
Yeah,
No. I don't know what it was. I think there just wasn't enough action for me.
I thought it was pretty intense. Well, I really liked Jeremy Renner from that movie.
I like Jeremy Renner. I think he's an outstanding actor.
I think that was a pretty great choice because it kind of showcased him. And I really wasn't too aware of Jeremy Renner before that movie. And I see him now. I see him. He really hasn't done a lot of leads since then.
You know what's funny is she was nominated against her ex-husband
Oh yeah,
for best James Cameron. Yeah, because he was nominated for Avatar, and she beat him. She only has 19 directing credits.
Yeah, but a lot of them. If you look at it from Point Break on, I looked at some of those movies that she did, and some of them hung around Blue Steel and
What about Strange Days?
Strange
Did you ever
Days.
see that?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that in a while. I bet I haven't seen that since the year it came out.
I could watch that again.
I could too. Ray Fiennes, Juliette Lewis, and
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Yep. And what's his name? Tom Sizemore?
Is that who? Yeah,
I think Tom Sizemore's in that.
I think Tom Sizemore and Michael Madsen are twin brothers, separated at birth.
Yeah. Tom Sizemore screwed himself though because he got some pretty big roles in some pretty big movies. You know, he had a huge role in Saving Private Ryan. He had a pretty big role in Heat. He has a pretty big role in this. You know, but then he got into drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore. Vincent D'Onofrio. Nicky Cat. Yeah, it's a good movie.
What did it get rated? 7.2.
7.2.
That's solid.
A farmer cop turned street hustler accidentally uncovers a conspiracy in Los Angeles in 1999. Now, it's a futuristic movie because it was made in 95. So it goes ahead a few years. But I did like it.
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
I do too. I forgot all about it.
I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah, you should. That's a lost gem. We should do a lost gem episode. All right.
I was just talking about one with Jake, too. I was telling him about this movie. I know what it was. Lost Gem. I thought you ever see the movie The Commitments? It's about, I think it's in England, Ireland. They put together this band. And it's supposed to be like a rhythm and blues band. It kind of resurrected the song Mustang Sally.
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
I was telling Jake about it. I said, this is a movie. Nobody talks about it anymore. It's as if it never existed. It was one of those movies. I walked out of the theater. I was like, oh my God, that was great. The emotion, the whole thing. God, I'm going to be hard pressed to think of who the director was. It's the same. He directed Pink Floyd, The Wall. He directed Birdie, I think. I should know what his name is. And he died. son. And I would say he died, so he probably died relatively young.
Alan Parker.
Alan Parker.
That name sounds familiar. Did he
Angel
do Mississippi
Heart?
Burning?
He might have,
I
yeah.
think he did do Mississippi Burning.
Angel Heart. He was pretty big. I mean, he was a pretty big director at the time. And I'm pretty sure it was Alan Parker that directed The Commitments. And
This says he's still alive.
it does.
1944. It doesn't have a death.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did do Mississippi Burning.
I'm pretty sure Alan Parker died. I don't think he's. When's the last time he moved?
Life of David Gale, 2003.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure he probably is dead. That was a good movie, though. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. That's Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, Kate Winslet.
Yeah, but aren't we banning him? We're
Oh yeah,
we're
can't.
boycotting
That's right.
Kevin
We
Spacey,
can't watch Kevin Spacey movies. So,
even though it's a good movie.
well, it's not one of his best movies, Kevin Spacey's.
It's not, because I'll tell you, that's one I would watch. That would be like at the top of my. If you said you can only watch one Kevin Spacey movie,
Got a 7.6, so it got pretty high.
yeah, it's on my list of movies to watch, which I never got around to see.
A man against capital punishment is accused of murdering a fellow activist and is sent to death row. Kevin Spacey, Kate Winslet, Laura Linney.
Oh, I'm letting us wander though. We were talking about Catherine Bigelow,
I know. But anyway,
but
yeah.
pretty good. I mean, she's she's older than you would think she is too.
I think it said she was born 50.
She's like 65,
Yeah.
so she still can make a few good movies.
She's going to be 67 in November.
67, yeah.
So. But yeah, she doesn't have a lot of directing credits. But
What's she got coming up?
Nothing.
Oh, Detroit. Did you see Detroit? Well, the good news is I know for a fact that our library here in town has Detroit.
Does our library here in town have Zodiac yet?
No, I could donate it.
You could donate it. Bring back Zodiac. I can't ask you if you watched Braveheart because you watched Braveheart.
I did.
And I still haven't watched Colin's movie yet.
Colin's movie.
Your Name. It actually gets pretty high. It's like 8.6.
Which one does?
It's called Your Name.
Your Name.
Yeah, he let me borrow it a while ago.
I'm going to put it on my list, Colin. I'm putting it on the list. Your Name.
Colin, do you want to make a bet on who watches it first, me or Don? I think I know who you're going to bet on.
I have to find it first.
Here.
I've been watching comedies.
I know, I told him that. I asked the guys for their input because we're going to do a comedy show coming up. He says it's visually stunning.
Now, Colin said it was visually stunning?
Yeah, well, and all the reviews on the cover said it is too. Two strangers find themselves linked in a bizarre way. When a connection forms, will distance be the only thing to keep them apart?
Oh, it's a Japanese movie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So.
It's on my list now. It's
It's-
officially on there.
It is number 78 on there. So, I mean, it's in the top
That's
one.
pretty high.
It's in the top 100. It gets an
It's a top
8.4
100 movie.
So, I mean, that's pretty good.
I think we're going to have to see it now.
I know. I think
Are we running out of time?
you are gonna probably watch it before I do. Is Alex talking to me or you?
I don't know.
Or is he
What's
just
saying?
talking?
He's telling us we got to cut.
He's just talking. Okay.
Should we pick somebody else or?
You got a good 7 minutes left. You're gonna have a hard time finding it online legally.
I am.
Legally. All right. Yeah, I'll grab someone else.
No, anyway, Catherine Bigelow is really good.
Catherine Bigelow is a good one. I forgot about Strange Days.
And she's got that Detroit movie, which got good reviews. It's got well reviewed, and it's at the library. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about it because now I'm going to try to go see it, and somebody will have it out.
Oh, this is a good one. This was actually Colin's idea because I didn't have a movie
Didn't have a movie. All right.
last week.
Ooh, Chief.
No, Chef. I wonder what Chef got for a rating. I bet it's pretty high.
It's got to be pretty good because
I
it
bet
was a
it-
pretty solid
It's
movie.
a really, really, really well done movie.
It's up with John Favreau, and he was what was the one where he's all heartbroken and everything? Swingers.
Oh yeah.
I loved the movie Swingers.
So it got a 7.3.
Yeah, solid.
I think that's low. If that Life of David Gale got a 7.6, Chef is better than The Life of David Gale. A head chef quits his restaurant job and buys a food truck in an effort to reclaim his creative promise while piecing back together his estranged family. I mean, and this has a very well-rounded cast as well. Jon Favreau, John Leguizamo, Bobby Cannavale, MJ Anthony, Scarlett Johansson, Dustin Hoffman, Sofia Vergara, Oliver Platt, Robert Downey Jr., Amy Sedaris.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's got...
I'm thinking about it as you're saying it. I can picture all the parts that they all played. Yeah, this is a really
Colin
solid...
gives it 2 thumbs up.
Ah.
I mean, Jon Favreau, he wrote it, directed, produced in it, starred in it. And, I mean, he's got some serious knife skills.
Maybe he cooks.
He looks like he
must,
does,
right?
because I cook and I don't have those good knife skills. Not even close. But, no, it's a really good movie. It is. It's really about him and his son.
Yeah, I watched it based on your recommendation.
I think you and Jake should watch it together.
But I don't think I don't think I borrowed it from you. I think the library has that one too.
Yeah.
Our local library.
The thing is, why do you think that movie's rated R?
Oh, that's a good. It's got to be language.
I don't remember the language being that bad though. Do you? I
Isn't the scene with Robert Downey Jr. Doesn't he get a little filthy?
He might.
The scene with Robert Downey Jr. is sexual, and the scene where he's yelling at Oliver Platt, the food reviewer.
Oh yeah, he does kind of go on a rant pretty bad.
Yeah, with filthy language, and then it winds up on the internet.
Yeah, yeah. See, I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And a kid I used to work with, Nick, recommended it to me, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's really my kind of movie, and I loved it. I ordered it like the next day. It's such a good movie, and I'm not really a big Sofia Vergara fan. Like, I'm a big fan of Modern Family, but not her character.
Oh.
Her character is way too over the top. But she's married to Ed O'Neill. And, so she's like his trophy wife or whatever. He's a big wig, he's got a lot of money and stuff
on the
like that.
show. I thought you were talking about real life, and I'm thinking,
No.
She's married to Ed O'Neill.
Yeah, no, on the show. Ed O'Neill's like this pompous kind of smart ass. And he plays it to a T. Like, you ever seen Little Giants?
No.
He's kind of... Oh, you haven't? You should
No.
watch that. That's a good movie,
Sports
too.
movie.
That's something you could watch with Jake. I think Jake would like that. Ed O'Neill is the... now I'm going off about Ed O'Neill, but Ed O'Neill is the local team, the local Pee Wee football head coach. And Rick Moranis is his little brother. And Ed O'Neill's like a former Heisman Trophy winner, all this stuff. He's got his own car dealership. And... His Rick Moranis' daughter her name's like Soapbox or something like that. That's her nickname, and she's really good at football, but he won't pick her because she's a girl. So Rick Moranis starts his own team, and so he gets all the misfits and stuff like that. It's funny. I mean, it's a good family movie, and they get the microphones on at the beginning before the game, and they're like arguing with each other, and everybody can hear them in the crowd and stuff. It's really good fun. I bet that's like PG.
Oh, it's got to be.
But I feel like that's something you and Jake would have a good time watching together.
That's kind of a
It's older, obviously.
Would you say that's like a cliche? Because didn't they have like the movie The Replacements about football? That was about misfits.
Is it? I haven't seen that.
Misfits.
Little Giants, 1994. It's right after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. When Rick Moranis was at his. It got a 6.4.
Do you know about Rick Moranis? Did we talk about this on the show? About Rick Moranis? Why we haven't seen him?
No.
He, I think his wife died, and he retired from movies to raise his children.
I didn't know that.
I think it's something like that. So he actually just has hung out with his family.
So it says misfits from their own opposing team to an elite Pee Wee football team coached by the elite team's coach's brother. Misfits form their own opposing team to an elite Pee Wee football team coached by the elite team coach's brother. So, it's good though. It only gets a 6.4. But anyway, we're talking about Chef. So, no, Chef is really good. I mean, yeah, I think it's inexplicably rated R.
Had a good cast and everything.
It did. It was very well written, just all of it. I mean, it's a good family fun movie. John Leguizamo's great in it too. The chemistry between him and Jon Favreau, I think, is excellent.
He's an underrated actor, I think.
John Leguizamo, yeah. Did you ever see Summer of Sam?
Yeah.
He's pretty good in that too. That's my one Spike Lee movie I think I like.
That's the one.
Or two. No, there's two, because I like Do the Right Thing. Wasn't a big fan of the one with Denzel's in prison,
Oh,
and the basketball player has to pick the governor's.
is he the fighter?
No, not the Hurricane.
It's not Hurricane.
No.
Oh, was the movie about a basketball player?
Yeah. Ray Allen, the former Celtics player,
Oh my God,
played in it.
that sounds familiar.
What is it? He Got Game.
He got game.
Yeah, I went and saw it in the movie theater, and I was so disappointed.
I must have been too, because God, I didn't even, when you were talking about this, now it's like I vaguely remember this because I remember Ray Allen being in the movie.
Yeah.
Whoa, it must have been a
He
disappointing.
Got Game was 1998. Let's see. What
Huh.
it got for a rating? That's 6.9.
Didn't he direct Malcolm X?
He did.
That's one I thought Denzel Washington was going to win Best Actor for that movie.
He was nominated for it, wasn't he?
He definitely was. And I told my friends that. I said, he's going to win. And they looked at me, they going, nah. And somebody beat him out. I don't remember who it was at the time. But I saw the movie. I was convinced he was going to get the.
Got a 7.7.
Yeah, it was a real good movie. Maybe my favorite Spike Lee movie. I mean,
I've never seen it.
She's Got to Have It? I like that movie too.
I don't know.
Baby, you so fine. I drink a tub of your bath water.
Denzel says that?
No. Who says it? I can't think of who the actor is who says it. But it's the character says it. Baby, you so fine. I took a tub of your bath water.
But I feel like all the characters in Chef are all very well balanced, and each actor plays them perfectly.
Yeah, it's a real well done movie. And
It is.
I like it. I like the way it kind of comes around. It also has the whole storyline about him and his kid.
Him and his son,
Him bonding to his
which
son.
I feel is like the main story, but it also maybe possibly rekindling his romance with his ex-wife. Just kind of it is fun because they go on the road. The part in Louisiana is the best when him and his son walk around and they come back and there's like tons of people everywhere because he's been taking pictures and sharing it online without them knowing it, and then they just get back and they're like, whoa.
That's a really cute part of this whole thing.
Yeah, it is,
is playing on that
The son's like documenting it without his father even knowing about it.
the generational piece about technology, because the other big piece is that he ends up going on Twitter and he doesn't know what he's doing.
And that's what starts it all, because he thought he just wrote it to the review guy, but he didn't. And all of a sudden, he's like, trending on Twitter? And then, the videos. I mean, it's just, he can't get out of his own way. He just keeps screwing up, and he goes viral, and
his son with the pictures. That's good.
yeah, it is.
Do you tweet?
No. I think it would be a bad idea if I tweeted.
You know who tweets.
Yes, I do. I think it's a bad idea that he tweets.
Probably. He's got followers, though.
I bet he has a lot of followers.
Yeah.
A lot of haters, too.
I've been thinking maybe I should do it.
Yeah?
But I don't know. Maybe I'd get myself into trouble, too.
Yeah. See, he doesn't care, obviously. If he gets,
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't care.
Who cares? He doesn't care if he's popular or not. I mean,
No.
maybe I don't care if I'm popular or
No,
not.
he's going to
either.
do whatever he wants, regardless.
But sometimes you say stuff. You could say something that could be misconstrued the wrong way. For instance, I'll give you a little for instance with me. Is sometimes I've said, "Oh, well, so and so is Oriental," and which generationally, my niece and nephew are like, "Oh my God, you can't say that, Uncle Don."
Yeah.
It's as if I said nigger, which is not what I said.
Right. Not at all.
So,
But yeah, I mean, you have to walk around eggshells sometimes.
yeah, and I don't. So
No, I don't either. So, but I don't know. I'd give Chef like a high 8, like 8.5, 8.6.
Yeah, it's a really good, solid
Definitely,
movie.
yeah.
A great,
Like
real
I might
fun
go
movie.
home and watch it tonight because it's seriously, it's probably one of my, I wouldn't say top 10, but definitely probably top 20 favorite movies.
I'm glad you brought that one up because
Okay.
that's a.
That was Colin's idea. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't have, literally last week I got here and I was like, I don't have a movie. Colin's like, what? Talk about Chef. I was like, good call.
I thought,
All right,
I
but
thought
that's-
Colin didn't see movies. Maybe we're influencing him.
Yeah. But that's going to be our show this week. We're running short on time, so we'll do names from a hat again next week.
Yeah, we could. Or I had a great idea.
Okay.
I thought we could do the Brokeback Mountain challenge.
Okay.
It's not something that's going on. Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
didn't
We'll
think
plan
you'd
on that. We'll plan on it next week, and I'll. I don't know. I'm gonna be surprised, I think. But I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretlin.
See you at the movies.